Okay, Myth. We're back talking about Tenacious DR, and I wanted to get your thoughts on what. Well, first of all, we've released a few videos that have gotten a lot of really positive feedback, which is super awesome. Um, we've gotten a lot of new subscribers to our channel, which is fantastic. For those,
Welcome, new people. Tell a friend.
yeah, for those folks who are interested in that content, if you've seen the video, if you're here watching this, give us a subscribe because regardless of if you want to join us on Discord, if you're sub to our channel, we're usually pumping out arena battles. We might have days where we're blasting out multiple battles when we're testing something new. Um, Nudge, nudge, myth yesterday and today. Um, so if you're interested in this, you'll get the notifications of what we're doing. Most of our videos are just a quick minute 30, just pure arena battle, no narration, with maybe like a title or a description, telling you what basically the premise of what we're trying. And maybe it's something that looks fun and you might want to try it. You can like us and comment on the video or join us on Discord. But anyway, um, I feel like I feel like we've learned enough about Tenacious DR to talk more about it. For those who don't know, Tenacious DR is our kind of like gag name for running Darth Revan and Grandmaster Yoda as the fifth, utilizing his naturally high speed and his tenacity up move. Um, yeah, so we released those videos because we got to a point where we felt very confident in our understanding of the mechanics to feel good about telling people like, hey, here's how it can probably work reliably for you, and feedback has been
So,
overwhelmingly positive.
I was starting to mess around with this back, over a month ago, or close to a month ago, because it's just your standard dark side counter. Put tenacity up, and like the old EP days, and you're going to give your team a chance to win. So it always popped into my mind as a possibility, and I started using it. And as people started having problems climbing against Malak, I didn't really. But then Brink decided to take it and break it down and bring it to a whole other level. And he has opened this up in a way that allows us to really understand the mechanics. He threw an amazing video out there. One of the best pieces of content this channel has done to date. Polished the direction that we really do want to take this, and useful. And there's so many people thanking Brink for the work that he did, and you have helped many people climb and keep their free to play status. And I think they should definitely tell a friend for it. If you got to climb because of Brink, tell a friend, subscribe to this channel, because we're going to be doing this a lot, and it's going to get better and better.
Well, thank you, that's very kind, but you're who ownership of a team, it doesn't really matter. You told me about this team, or you published video a while before I ran it. um Rolling right now, I've got a video of you just autoing a team. um I wasn't able to replicate the success, and it's just because I don't have the I didn't have gear 12 Revan back when I first tried this, and I still don't have. Yeah, this is a this is a hilarious video.
It's a great
So
video.
those seeing
It's
HK
auto.
kill somebody with a 100k crit on auto, I don't think
I
that will
want
ever
you.
get old.
I want you to imagine the person who spent months getting Darth Revan like we did, and then Malak comes out, and they really wanted to get Malak, and they poured all their energy, and they thought they were going to be safe, and then some idiot like me presses the auto button.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So I wasn't able to initially replicate it, and then one day I was running Darth Revan with Thrawn as the fifth and hoping to get lucky in the DRDR mirrors, and I was having a frustrating time in arena. It was no fun. But then there was one day when I was just like, hey Myth, okay, what did you do? Like, how does it work? And you're like, oh well, make Yoda fat. Like, you kind of gave me the keys. Like, here's the basic premise, and then it worked. I won. And then it was the following
I
day.
remember I remember you sending me the message like with like 5 exclamation points. It worked like that.
Yeah, I think
Like
there was an
like the
effing.
gates to heaven opened up.
Yeah, there was definitely some profanity in the text message because I was so excited. Um, but the kicker was that the second day I went to run it and I lost, and I lost big time. Like, I think I went 3 for 15. I went 0 for 5 in my first refresh, and I was like, oh shoot, what is broken? And I'm not sure. I still don't know if people had changed mods or not, but it forced me to dive in and see what was happening and why I lost. And
And I never had the problems you had, but until later, I did end up having them. But at that point, you'd already dissected it and broke it down to the science to the point where you would throw an HK-47 grenade at the right time and wipe out the entire opposition on cue. Like you knew exactly which turn it was going to be. It was almost scripted.
yeah, so I'm gonna roll this video that I made this morning, just highlighting the turn order for what I had to figure out. Now, it was when we were tinkering out, and you were trying to help me figure out why I was losing. That's when we kind of figured out we're trying to make Grandmaster Yoda as fast as possible, but he needs to go after Revan so that Revan can shed fear, because fear, when it expires, will dispel any buffs. We had to sort through the really complicated Sith Empire kit to kind of find that little magic tweak. And then after that happened, the way I had my turn, the way I figured out a turn order with my speeds just gave me this really amazing battle where, you kind of maximize Bastila's Wild Lightning by hitting somebody with shock, turn it into an AoE, and then save HK's grenade for when the enemy has Death Mark. And it's such a big multi-hit. It's like an automatic death to the leader.
That wild lightning ability has been one of the most underrated and under talked about parts of her kit, and it's been there all this time. I remember experimenting with it months ago and getting AoEs of 20,000 and wondering what was coming. But it is literally the key to unlock the ability to beat Revan with Malak using this team.
Yeah, so I don't want to spend. I don't want we don't need to talk about exactly how this team works, because we've got other videos and we've got everything pinned on Discord at this point. But I think though, in the past 2 days, I've been really pushing hard on testing what causes the team to break. So basically, it's we know how and why it works, the speed thresholds to get it to work, and I've been trying to figure out when it stops working, because that's really closing the book on understanding a team in its full. So basically what I was able to get was a high speed Malak causes problems. And let me go back to this video. So with the high speed Malak, in this video I specifically picked a team where Malak would go before my Bastila. If my Bastila takes a turn before him, she puts Corrupted Battle Meditation, and he can't apply any debuffs. But here, I let him apply a debuff, and he applies Shock to Sith Trooper. And let me skip forward. Their Bastila on her second turn is going to use Wild Lightning, and the AI, I've noticed, every time it's possible, it will target somebody with Shock. I'm not sure if that's just luck, but here, it's landing with 10 stacks of Ferocity and an offense down buff. It's landing 15k of damage across my team. And since we've got little squishy Yoda, the damage on him is ultimately going to be what can really shut the door on you. So if I hadn't landed offense down on her, Yoda's probably getting in yellow or red health and putting Death Mark up on us. And then it's going to depend on the speed of the other team and how many turns they have set up, whether or not they can get a shot in on our Darth Revan. So fortunately, mine.
So let me ask you a question quick. Just why did you use Revan's lightning ability instead of Insanity there?
Because if I don't have Corrupted Battle Meditation on him, I want to. That's my method of planting shock that I can follow up with Bastila's Wild Lightning.
Okay, so putting shock is the priority in the key. I got it.
Well, there's that, and then there's also the stacks of ferocity. So when he does that, check this out. Watch Bastila. He's giving everybody 5 additional stacks So she took her turn. She got 5 stacks.
And
Darth Revan,
multiplying and potency, by the way.
yeah. So Darth Revan goes, uses Force Storm. You're relying a little bit on RNG. Like you want to land shock across the whole team, but you're inevitably going to get resists because that's the way the RNG game goes. But you've at least got Bastila up to 10 stacks. And then when she takes her next turn, she's going to get 5 more stacks, up to 15. So you got more offense going. And this way, you know, when you land, if you can hit somebody with shock, you're pushing
Wow. Look
close
at
to
those numbers.
50K. Yeah.
That's amazing. I mean, that's and then fun. The whole theme of this week is fun. All this stuff is, it's not 4-minute slog battles and revise and feelings of hopelessness. It's just fun. Look at these numbers. It's like the Wild West out there.
I know. I still get a kick out of it. Like I think you and Pickle are doing the turn order differently than me, so a lot of your kill shots are coming from her Wild Lightning because I think the turns go a little differently, and you end up getting to do the same thing. It just happens a little bit later. I just get it on her first turn.
So what we've started to develop. I was worried. A lot of these Malak teams are starting to use Yoda, so they're like kind of taking our tool and using it against us. And I don't like to be shut out of the top spots, so we started working on it right away. And the first thing I tried was actually Scion. I wanted to dispel the tenacity up that their Yoda was giving, so that you understand all the mechanics of it, but
Yeah.
so that we can land corrupted battle meditation first. And it worked, but what I found when I did those battles was I didn't have enough punch. Without HK-47, the team hit hard, but it just couldn't put people away. So I sat down and then I had an epiphany moment. Well, HK-47 lands tenacity down on his AoE. My HK-47 up to that point was 173 speed with like double the offense. It was some crazy, crit damage offense set, and he hit, like the Death Star. But I gave him my fastest crit damage set. And then I made Bastila a tick slower and added my max crit damage set to her because she doesn't need to be as fast anymore. So kind of flipping the script of what you did there. So what happens is he's applying tenacity down, and then Bastila right after that applies corrupted battle meditation and stops the enemy from landing debuffs. And at that point, the battle's over. They're never going to be able to land debuffs.
Yeah, that's a really cool turn order because you're still like the way I do it with Bastila going pretty quick. I'm seeing a lot of resists to corrupted battle meditation, which can really be detrimental. Corrupted battle meditation out there means that when your Darth Revan takes a turn, he can double tap if he's targeting somebody with CBM, and it's blocking them from putting shock on you. So even though their HK put tenacity down on you, you just put tenacity down on them, and then your Bastila is going to go right now, and they've all got it. So they can't mess with you next turn, even though you've got tenacity down.
And so it's the ideal way to do it. It always bothered me to getting all those resists from Bastila, just like you. And now what I've ensured is the best team out there right now, the most unbeatable teams that we're hearing from friends and on the Shard and in the Wizard chat, is the Malak teams with Yoda, either for HK-47 or tankless, and they're staying there overnight. No one could beat them. But this team with this turn order, HK is going to throw that grenade. We're going to get corrupted battle meditation on them, and the thing that they're using to beat everybody, because people haven't figured out this part of it yet, it won't happen. They can be beat by this. So if you're having problems climbing, if there's somebody sitting on the top of your shard doing this, switch the turn order, make HK go right before Bastila, like 1 or 2 speed apart, and you should be able to beat them.
Yeah, that is definitely so fast Malak. For people running the standard Sith Empire team, like fast Malak is great, but then you have to figure out, okay, well, if I'm giving him and Darth Revan my best speed, like am I still able to run Bastila fast? But then for people running this Yoda comp, you need to make the speed standard for Revan and GMY, and then like the way you're describing it, HK speed is kind of like a secret sauce.
I have to give credit to Sin, who's in our shard. We talk about Sin a lot, and because he's just a baller, and he had a fast HK right from the beginning,
Yeah,
and
he did.
his teams have always been the hardest, and we didn't key in on that as the reason why.
So I guess to kind of like round out the discussions, I feel like we've been going through enough scenarios with people in the Wizard Discord server. Um, High Speed Malak introduces that mechanism where shot gets on your team early, and if they have a Bastila who is fast and also has crit damage boosted from the mods, there's no way around it. They're going to get Deathmark on you early, and whether or not they can take advantage of that depends on the speed of your Revan, because if he takes a turn, then he sheds it. So, like I hate to say this, but I always hate it when it comes down to speed, but it's a speed meta, and it's ultimately coming down to overall speed and balancing your total, balance of speed on your mods across all 5 characters on the team.
And let me let everybody in on a little secret. It's always a speed meta. That's how they create metas. It's the first thing they do is make the team go first somehow or shut down the other team somehow. The only one that really wasn't, and give them credit for it, was Treya, because that was a true defensive meta that just would kind of eat you up. But even then, people were making fast scions, and that was the trick. So you want to compete in this game, you need speed mods. And the narrative that other things aren't a speed meta isn't true. They feel less like a speed meta, but Jedi Knight Revan was a speed meta.
Yeah, it was.
When you and I were working on the counters to Jedi Knight Revan, the breakthrough was being able to make CLS go first.
Yeah, we calculated
3PO gave them a go first mechanism, and that's when we were able to really break through there. So they're all speed metas, and they don't feel like it. But what people really wanted, they don't want to be able to be shut out. And in very few metas have there been very as few counters as there are now, and a few ways to deal with the problem. There's really one, and now this this GMY Zeta lead that I'm working on might be the second, and that's not even real. So I understand their frustration because they want the crystals and they want to play the game and be free to play, and they should be able to do that. But I think it's also great that we have a challenge here. That it's not rock, paper, scissors, that you have to be able to climb and beat something. And there's only one way to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, and, it's fair enough that a team that's designed to be overwhelmingly strong on offense and, has so much built in with speed, you're getting plus 15 whenever they're getting debuffs. It's fair enough if somebody can make 3 characters faster than you can make, you have to make 2 characters faster than their slowest. If you can't make that, then sorry, you gotta just bite the bullet and farm mods for a while, slice mods.
When we're talking about things and we're putting videos out there, what we're trying to say is that with all things equal, now all things aren't equal, but then there's no point in having a discussion. If you're trying to say, is this better than this, then other things have to be equalized out, and we have to assume that whoever's listening is going to try this is going to have good speed mods. There's a lot of people out there getting upset. I have a 325 Darth Revan in my shard, and GMY will never go before him. Well, yes, he would. His base speed is higher. If you had comparable mods, your problem isn't with the developers or the way the game works. Your problem is that somebody has better mods than you.
Yeah.
So, if you have a faster tune like GMY and it works, then that's your problem. It's not a speed meta. It's a mod problem.
Yeah, I get it's rolling good speed is really frustrating, takes a long time, and it's luck, but everybody who has good speed has spent a lot of time farming those mods. I know that I'm at a little bit of a disadvantage with speed because I spent so much time farming crit damage sets, so I'm kind of lacking in the number of speed sets that I have with great speed secondaries, but
I fell behind at that point too.
Yeah.
I was doing the same thing.
Yeah. But, I think the team is a blast to run. I think we got to a point where we understand when it starts working and also what can shut it down. And it seems like a really accessible tool for that group of players who unlocked Darth Revan, maybe you got Malak, maybe you didn't, and maybe you're behind on gearing him because you're not gonna rush through gearing him up. And maybe you have him and he's geared up and you're just too slow and you can't do anything about it. The Tenacious
A
DR
lot
team.
of teams like Malak are using Yoda as to supplement either Sith Trooper or HK-47 because they can't climb.
Yeah.
He's a tonic. He's a solution to all this. And thank God, because if the people who got Darth Revan couldn't climb right now, the game would be
terrible.
A really messy place.
Yeah.
People would be rioting.
Yeah, the nice thing about the Jedi Revan was that you could at least, even though it was an excruciatingly terrible mirror match, you could play it manually and you could win. Even if you went second, you could come back. Here, it's the case, like if you don't have the right speeds, and like for instance when I was running Thrawn, I could win if Thrawn didn't get fear. If I got fear on Thrawn, I was just like, okay, I might as well forfeit. But
this is where we are now. Now the good news is right around the corner. We explored earlier the Galactic Republic stuff and showed that it can start to be on the meta level, and there is an incoming legendary tune designed to work with them. And does it elevate them? I have a very strong feeling that Padme is going to bring the Galactic Republic into an arena discussion, and more of a rock paper scissors thing is around the corner.
That might make sense. So it's a legendary, right? Chewie was a legendary, and Chewie took the Uber Traya defensive lead and made CLS just cut through it.
I don't know where. I mean, people are divided on Padme in general in the Star Wars universe and canon, so I understand where some of it's coming from, but I don't know why people think that a legendary character isn't going to affect arena. They almost always do.
They always do, yeah. Yeah,
I mean, they're hard to get, and they're going. And now she's designed with a group of people whose kits just got redesigned, who are really good, and who we are starting to see and show are very close to be able to compete with the meta. What are they missing? A pre-taunt?
Yeah, a synergized pre-taunt.
Some sort of way to stay alive over the opening turn. So a go first mechanism they're missing. So you're telling me she couldn't have a go first mechanism and the ability to make somebody pre-taunt?
Yeah,
I think she could.
They could do that.
If they do that, that's all they need. That's how far away they are. So a lot of our work, which is why I love working with you, man.
Yeah,
is revolved around not only seeing where we are, but seeing where we're going. We're analyzing the kits to see what's going to happen, so we can make moves ahead of time for the guild and for ourselves. And I think we have a good feel for this. I think we can. If she comes out on, I don't know, Tuesday or Thursday, and she has a pre-taunt mechanism for GK, and she makes them go first, that's it. We're quitting. We're done. Not playing this game again. We're out of here. That's it.
Nothing left to think about.
No, that's it. We've accomplished all we can in life. We've made the perfect pencil, and we're moving on.
Well, I think we can call it a wrap on this topic.
It's a good one, man. I had a lot of fun, enjoyed it, and I hope everybody out there who's listening is enjoying it, because we're doing it for you guys. We're not doing it for any other particular reason. We just like doing it, and we hope that you dig it too.
Yeah, so again, please like and subscribe. Definitely subscribe if you're at all interested, again, in the stuff that we're testing here, and in the teams that we're trying to, help everyone find the optimization, the ideal turn order. Because again, we're not always we're not always posting produced videos and podcasts like this. Most of our videos are just going to be us playing a battle and chucking it up on YouTube and putting a quick title and description that'll let somebody who's subscribed kind of follow along and see oh, what are those idiots doing today? And in the case like yesterday, you had all those Grandmaster Yoda lead videos getting popped up, and I had no idea what you were doing until I watched them and had a oh my god moment. He almost
There's a
won.
theory of discovery. That's how I feel making them, and to let other people share in that with me is so much fun.
Yeah.
Tell your officers, tell your guild leaders, we're going to get into topics that most people don't get into. TW strategy, efficiency versus, creating roadblocks, how to make your guild better, how to make it perform better. Those kind of things that probably aren't on a lot of people's radars now, because for whatever reason, we want to try to get into it because it's just a labor of love. We like doing this stuff. We do it for our guild. We're all in the guild together, and we hope that you can bring your people to the table, and we can find cool stuff and make the community better.
So let's try and talk about anything that breaks out from the new Galactic Republic stuff for Territory Wars next week if we can. Unless we unlock some secret sauce that Padme like kills everything and we'll just be excited and quit the game.
Padme is literally the reason the whole universe got taken over and all the Jedi are dead. She's the reason. So I don't expect this to be a good thing for the game.
Oh, that's so morbid.
This is going to mark the end. Padme destroyed the universe.
Well, I've got a Zeta Ahsoka Tano, and I'm super happy. So let's call it a wrap for this week, and we'll catch up with you guys next week.
And always about impulse purchases, people. Impulse buy.
Oh yeah. See you later.
Later.